Why am I doing all of these videos? Why am I spending my time creating these thumbnails? Why am I, taking the time to maintain a podcast and open up all these video channels and alt tech accounts? And why am I concerned about being censored, having my Twitter account suspended, YouTube shadow banned? Why am I doing all of this? And the answer is simple, and it's multi-layered actually. But before I carry on, please give me a subscribe. At some point I'm going to stop asking for subscriptions, but I do really need to reach a certain level, particularly on BitChute, because that is where I'm going to be focusing a lot of my content if and when my YouTube and my other mainstream accounts get taken down. It's more likely, it's more probable a when rather than an if. My channel's already been suspended. Like I said, Twitter, like I said previously, Twitter has gone. Although I have a new account, it is clear that I'm being pushed off big tech. Slightly upsetting my strategy and the purpose for these videos, but nevertheless, I'll get into that in a moment. I'll get into that right now actually. Now, if you guys know me, I've had a YouTube channel for a long time. I've had mainstream accounts for a very, very long time, pretty much since they started making these websites, since YouTube, I think even before they got acquired by Google. I've had a Facebook account from the start, Twitter from the start, and the idea up until recently was to produce mundane content. Not really mundane, just regular life content, my travel vlogs, how-to videos, little tips that I have, life hacks and things like that. Tasting, when I've tasted a new fruit here in Latin America, for example, or on my travels in Japan. The idea was to produce regular content like you see time and time again on YouTube and on big mainstream tech sites. But the idea was to inject my principles, my moral values, maybe even my faith. But I'd summarize it up as right-wing, outlawed, wrong think. That was the idea, was to produce content and produce it from a perspective of traditional, conservative, family values, free market, liberal, free speech perspectives. And it's really come down to this email that I've received recently that has vindicated this strategy, or this focus, this angle, this purpose, this objective of my content and of my time. And I don't want to diminish anything that any of my other like subscribe star crew I'm in contact with you guys, and you guys have all said great and really motivational things to me. And in the comments of some of my videos, some of them is just hate comments, but a lot of those comments from you guys really are valuable to me, and I cherish every single one of them. The thing about this email that I've received, my email address, and you can send me an email too, stuartoswald@pm.me. It's a Proton Mail account, so you can be encrypted as much as you want. And I just want to say, I just should say, because a lot of you think that I'm using my real name. I'm not using my real name for these videos. I use this, I'll do another video why I'm doing this, why I'm using this name. It has some personal significance to it, but it's not my real name, so none of you should really just get too upset about that. But nevertheless, this is my internet name, and you can all refer me to it. In some ways, people talk to me using this internet name more than in real life. I suppose you could call me a bit of a loner in some respects. But anyway, we'll carry on. I'm not a loner, but anyway, we'll carry on with this email, okay? So this person contacted me as they remembered seeing my video, a previous video a pretty good video by my standards, and it was me just walking an historic railroad in South America. And this person took a liking to the video, and they remembered me for it. So not for one of my political videos, not for any of that stuff, but for one of those mundane travel videos, you know, those life videos. They remembered me for it. And for some reason, they maybe subscribed, they made a link with me in their mind and the area that I was doing this video in. And they came back to me, and through that video, they've seen maybe my daily videos, or they've seen some of my other videos where I inject my ideas and my moral values, my fears, my just my other worldly opinions. And they came back, and in this email they express how they're concerned about the woke agenda. This person's an immigrant, by the way, to presumably North America. They have a family, they have an autistic child, and they're not, I would presume, in the strongest of positions to fight back against wokeism. And this is particularly common. I mean, in some senses, I'm not strong enough to fight against wokeism. I wear face masks. I have to watch what I'm saying in certain environments, in certain scenarios. So in some respects, I am not strong enough to fight back, nor is this person. But this person has contacted me, stating that, for example, they're not willing to take the vaccine, and they're opposed to wokeism. But like I said, they are not strong enough to fight back, or they are strong enough, although the implication for themselves in being in a delicate situation with an autistic child and needing to provide for their families and so on and so forth, they can't really stick their neck up above the parapet. And so they're this person thanked me for making this content, putting it out there, and in some respects I am happily taking the risk to speak my mind, and I'm happy in return. It's a great, reward for me that somebody, at least one person, I know it's not just one person, there's quite a few of you, but at least one person really has found this important to them or to their worldview. This person is also an immigrant, from an immigrant family to presumably the US. It doesn't really matter, an immigrant to another society, and this person is shocked and deplored, and this person wonders what their family would have thought of what they are seeing happen now in the country or the society that they've emigrated to. I'm presuming it's the West, and in that respect I'd say, boy, has the West fallen. And I'd agree with this person that immigrants of another age, even of today, are on the whole very conservative. They wouldn't be supportive of a lot of the things that are happening in the Western world, in Western societies, but they are emigrating out of necessity, and out of what the West still has to presumably offer them in the way of looking after their family and providing and obtaining value for themselves. So yeah, this person has communicated that to me. They wondered as well what they would have thought of how some parts of their home countries are how they are developing into what a lot of Western societies are espousing and propagating out to other parts of the world. Anti-family, anti-freedom, anti-conservatism, anti-faith even, from my own perspective. In South America here, we're seeing a real agenda to push intersectionalism, wokeism, new age ideological thinking, and they're trying to impose it just while they feel that they're winning developed countries over. They are now pushing it on to the developing countries. So the person says, thanks for your time, have a great evening. Thank you very much, have a great evening yourself, and continue the good fight. I will, buddy, okay? I'm behind you 100%. God bless you. Well, amen to all that. I'll leave it there, and to summarize, that is the idea. We need to show our human side. We need to inject our moral values into everything that we do, our interactions, any art that we produce, any work that we complete. We need to ensure that it upholds our own standards and our own moral values, our own convictions, our own ideals, and we need to make it mainstream, guys. We need to create culture in effect. Much love. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.